Hey everybody, Ron Harris here, MD Online Editor, back from the Arnold Sports Festival in Columbus, Ohio, which took place. We weren't even sure it was going to take place a few days ago, guys. This was the craziest Arnold Classic we have ever had by far. Man, the expo did not happen, which was due to the coronavirus outbreak and the concerns over that. Probably not a good idea to have 100,000, 200,000 people crammed into a big expo hall. Germs, diseases, bacteria, things like that would spread very, very quickly with people in such close quarters and in such numbers. But I really want to thank all you guys out there who watched and supported us all weekend, followed along in our coverage, and especially those of you who watched and continue to watch our YouTube videos. We broke a new record. We had over 1 million views on our YouTube channel over the weekend. We're at over 2 million. Was Rami robbed? Well, I'll get to that. We had over 2 million this month so far. Coronavirus is ruining everything. Was Rami robbed? Okay, that is an excellent question. I don't think so. No. Going into this show, yeah, I know. See, bodybuilding is all a matter of opinion. It's a subjective sport. We all like different things. Some people really love that big, freaky, thick, monstrous, mass monster look. And that is Rami all day, guys. I mean, there's nobody bigger and freakier than Big Rami. Yeah, Rami was not dry enough, Chuck Pullum. Condition, I don't think it's even a matter of condition with Rami. He was conditioned. Chad Nichols did an amazing job of bringing him in 300 pounds. The expo, there is no, hey, Queen Horse. The expo didn't take place. Chad Nichols brought him in at 300 pounds, and he was in good condition, but Rami lacks some things. He doesn't have a lot of deep separation between his muscle groups, doesn't have a lot of detail. I did see better lines, deeper lines in his quads than I've ever seen before. Arnold had the Franco statue. Do I think it was good or bad? I did also have Andreas. What? No, they're not going to have an Andreas Munzer trophy. Franco Colombo was an icon. He was Arnold's best friend for 55 years and training partner. So I don't know why Arnold doesn't know when's the Olympia. So Franco Colombo, who, he's an icon in the sport. Andreas Munzer was an amazing athlete, but condition-wise, they're not going to make a special trophy just for condition for that. Face masks? I didn't see many people wearing face masks. I saw maybe, I don't know, dude. I saw maybe 50 people the whole weekend out of, even though a lot of people canceled their trips, I still think there was a good 100,000 people there where there were supposed to be over 200. I think I heard original projections from the Arnold team were 250,000 people total. Patrick, potential. No, Patrick Moore, Steve Kukla was not soft. No, he was not. Trust me. I was right up front row center. He was not soft. Patrick Moore, he was flat, so the muscles weren't pushing up against the skin. It wasn't his best look. I did like his look better at the Olympia. He did get bigger, but because he was flat, it didn't come off the same. I still think Patrick Moore has tremendous potential. He's a work in progress. Can I host Chad to talk about Rami? Maybe Max Charles looked great, man. Max Charles had amazing condition. What was my favorite posing routine? Terrence Ruffin in Classic, absolutely. Yeah, Rami's only been training 8 years. Rami can get down to 285, sure. I don't think Rami was holding water. No, I'm not going to knock the guy's condition. I think he was in good condition. The best condition up there, honestly, was Morgan Ast from France, who took, he was like second to last, or, he didn't do very well. Sergio had a very good routine, too. I'm a big fan of Terrence Ruffin's routine. I think he's amazing, Terrence. He's just a joy to watch. Yeah, Rami is much bigger than William Bonac, for sure. I mean, he was 300 pounds. The only guys who were close to Rami in size were Steve Kukla was about 280. I believe Sergio Oliva Jr. was about 270. They were all big dudes, Do I think Chad is going to kill Rami? No, I don't think so. I mean, whatever Rami's doing for protocol with Chad, I doubt it's much different from what he was doing in Kuwait. I mean, he didn't look that different. Oh, Morgan 12th, yeah, out of 14. Charles very cut. It's not just about definition. It's not just about size. It's not just about shape or condition or any one thing. It's about the best combination of factors. I mean, that was a tough top five. Victor Martinez. Victor, much bigger than last year. His condition was definitely better last year. From the back, glutes and hams were not where they needed to be. He just looked a little blurry and a little watered from the back. Do I know the Chad death level? No, Chad has not killed more people than the coronavirus. Akeem was great. Akeem was in excellent condition. Um, if anybody maybe should have placed higher, in my opinion, of that whole lineup, it was probably Akeem Williams. I could have seen him easily a place or two higher than he was. Bonac deserved the winner. Yeah, I do believe he was a well-deserved winner. Dexter pushed him very hard, especially at the finals. Um, they were very close, but I still give the edge to Bonac. He's got a fuller look. The muscles just have more pop. He's got crazy detail and separation, just like Dexter. Yeah, they're similar physiques, but Bonac just has a fuller look. He's wider. Yeah, thigh sweep, even though his legs are a little bit down from the best they've been because he had an injury. No, Patrick Moore wasn't all hype. You can't don't ever write a guy off because of one showing. Rami will probably just do the Olympia, I'm guessing. Maybe he'll do Australia. They have not confirmed. The list hasn't come out for Australia yet. Blessing looks really good. I'm excited to see Blessing Awodibu make his pro debut. He's a lot better now than I thought he was because I remember him from a question. I remember him from a couple of years ago, and I wasn't that impressed with him. But the latest pictures I've seen of Blessing, I'm very impressed. I think he's going to do very well. Especially, it's not going to be as deep of a field. I know Dexter's confirmed. I don't know if Rami's going. Steve Kuklo has already expressed he is not going to go to Australia because there is a risk if the outbreak worsens in Australia. There's always a risk that people won't be allowed to leave the country. He's got his own contest. A couple weeks later, he's promoting a Steve Kuklo Classic in Michigan, so he cannot afford to be stuck in Australia for a couple weeks or a month or who knows what could happen. Australia winner, we need to see who's doing it. But Bonac is not doing it for sure. He told me in the interview after he won. What does Curry have to do to hold on to the title? Not too much. I mean, if he looks better, if he shows up looking as good as he did at the Arnold last year, where his condition was better than it was at the Olympia, unless we have Sean Roden back at his best, unless Phil Heath decides to come back, I think Curry will hold on to the title. Yeah. What would Nathan or Lino? You know, I I, I don't want to get anybody mad at me, but in that lineup, I think Nathan at his best, he would probably been top five, six, somewhere in that realm. I mean, it was a tough show. This was not an easy lineup. It was the best lineup I've seen in the Arnold in a long time. Like I said, we had four previous Arnold Classic champs plus Big Rami. Rami has to do more shows to qualify. Third place at the Arnold doesn't give you that many points. You need to win a show, that's guaranteed, or you have to get enough points. And he's going to have to either get some more points by placing somewhere, or he's going to have to win something. And there's a lot of shows he could jump into and win. I don't know if Rami would do anything except maybe the Olympia or the post-Olympia shows. And obviously, he can't do the Olympia unless he's qualified. No, I didn't really see the amateur guys. I'm sorry. I saw the very last part of the Arnold Amateur men. I saw the light heavies, heavies, and supers. That's all I saw. Am I worried about Rami with the new trainer? No, I'm not worried. Yeah, I know Chad. People talk a lot of shit about Chad, but he's a good coach. He gets these guys in shape. That's why they pay him for. That's why they use him because they want to show up in shape and full. And he's got a great track record of doing that with athletes. He helped Ronnie Coleman get 8 Olympia titles for God's sake. I mean that's no slouch of a coach. He coached Flex Wheeler with Flex several wins. I don't know how many wins he got with Chad, but many. Nasser, he's got a great track record. Um, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know what his advice for protocols is. Gear and all that other stuff. I don't know. I have no idea. So I don't know. Will Phil do the Olympia or not? I'm. I hope he does. I don't think he's going to. I just get the sense that he's not going to. Yeah, he coached Kim. Kim was his wife. Um, I would love Phil to do. I want everybody in the Olympia. The Olympia, all these shows, especially the Olympia. I want in the big shows. I want Kai to come back. I want Phil to be there. I want Sean Roden in the show, which we don't know his situation with his trial and all that. Steve Kuklo, 2.5 men. Which guy in Two and a Half Men? I guess you're talking about Charlie Sheen. I don't know. Flex Lewis, Olympia placing. Man, Flex. That's probably who I think most of us are the most eager to see at the Olympia. Charlie. Yeah, I didn't watch that show, guys. I'm sorry. I don't even remember that. John Cryer, is that the athlete's name? No. If you're macros and micros and check, would be a good way to measure it. We're talking. We're not. Yeah, John Cryer. I don't think it looks like John Cryer. Yeah, guys, we're talking about the Arnold and the Olympian stuff. We're not talking about training and supplementation right now. Sorry. Uh, yeah, Mason, I agree with you as far as the emphasis on coming in full over condition. These guys want to come in big and full, and they do sacrifice condition. Whereas, I don't know, in the 90s and the early 2000s, it seemed like they were able to do both pretty consistently. You think about guys like Kevin Levrone, Nasser, Chris Cormier, Cutler back in those days, Ronnie. They were huge guys and they were in condition, so it can be done. Who will be Mr. Olympia 2020? If none of those guys come back, meaning if there's no Sean Roden, if there's no Phil Heath, and unless Rami makes some dramatic improvements, I see Brandon winning it again. Cedric has better genetics. Yeah, Cedric has awesome. Did Rami deserve second? Matter of opinion, guys. It's a matter of opinion. That's why there are these judging panels, and they didn't all vote the same way. Just some guys. I got to go look at the score sheet. I haven't even had a chance, but Arnold Schwarzenegger has no influence in who wins. He has no say. That's up to the judges. Arnold does not go over to the judge or communicate with the judges. I don't believe that at all. Yeah, Rami. I would love to see Rami just in great condition. Someone teach Cedric how to pose and flex hard. Cedric is a very good poser. He just didn't come in hard enough for the show. Men's physique. Yeah, men's physique was supposed to be a more relatable division that more people could sort of aspire to look like and follow, whereas the open bodybuilders are too big and freaky now. The thing is, these guys, they're getting bigger and freakier all the time. Somehow they manage to keep those little waists. I don't know how they do that because they're getting, look at the shoulders on these guys. Look at the chest, the arms, the backs. They look like the open bodybuilders, not quite as big, but they're much, much bigger than men's physique competitors used to be years ago. Yeah, Rami had a lot of difficulty with certain poses. His his rear lat spread, he was not hitting that properly. I think it was, I don't know if it's an injury or I don't know what's wrong, but can Phil, I don't know about Phil, we're getting about, yeah, Rami. See, we got a lot of Rami lovers. We got some Rami haters here too. His legs actually, I think they're actually a little downsized. And I know that sounds ridiculous, but I think the last time he competed at the Olympia 2018. Yeah, 2018. Sorry, that was yeah. Like I said, Rami, if you like that look, if you're a fan of that look, then Rami was your winner. The judges, they do the best they can. They're doing it. They're making their decisions based on criteria that they've established, and of course, it's always going to be their personal opinions too. Some of the judges probably do like shape and symmetry more so over just raw size. I don't know. Yeah, I'm sure Kuklo trains his abs. Some people just don't have. Cedric did not get overlooked. He did not. He did not. No, they gave Cedric a great look. He just was not in the condition he needed to be in. Honestly, if Cedric had been in better condition than we've ever seen him, he would have been fighting for that win, I think. Yeah, Kai. Yeah, Bonac. Coach Aesthetics. Bonac won, I don't know, hands down, because Dexter did push him, but he looked great. Sergio and Kuklo, I wouldn't have had a huge problem if they had swapped places. No, I don't think too many people would have. Once you get into like fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, the juice is. Guys, don't even bother with these comments about steroids and stuff. I'm not gonna. What happened to Patrick Moore? He was flat. He didn't carb up enough or something. Lost too much water. Something made him flat. Patrick, that's what we just talked about. Yeah, Bonac, he looked great at this show, man. He was the biggest threat to Brandon last year at both the Arnold and the Olympia. He gave him a hell of a push at both of those shows. So when you're that close, how did Sergio do? He was fifth place. Yeah, I would hope you guys, if you're on this, you know how the placings went already. This isn't a report. Did Max Charles have the best condition? Max was good, but you know what? Another guy was that Morgan Ast from France in his pro debut. That was the best condition as far as I'm concerned. That guy was drier than a freaking piece of bacon that's been out in the sun for 3 days. That guy was crispy. His glutes were just, dude, there was like 1,000 striations in his glutes, and they were like so deep you could lose coins in them. He was shredded, that guy. Doesn't have a very pretty shape or structure, but damn, she was shredded. I haven't seen condition like that in a long time. Can Bonac win the Olympia? If you're second at the Olympia, you can win the Olympia. That means you're knocking on the door. And you know, Brandon's an excellent Mr. Olympia. I have nothing but respect for the guy. Is he beatable? Yeah. I mean, even the last time we had an unbeatable Olympia was Ronnie, when Ronnie was in his prime. When Ronnie was at his very best, and we can all argue about which years those were, but when Ronnie was at his best, he was just about unbeatable. There was no one at the time that could beat him, and there's no one certainly right now that could beat Ronnie the way he looked at his best. Will Rami sharpen for the Olympia? Like we said, Rami's only been training. Phil was beatable at his best. Who was going to beat Phil when he was at his best? Maybe Kai. Kai pushed him very hard, and I think those 3 years in a row that Kai took second to him, you could have made arguments that it could have been Kai winning for sure. Would if Rolly showed up looking the way he did at the 2018 Olympia, where he was people's champion in third place? Yeah, I think he would have won for sure. I mean, he's so big, so round, so full, got such pretty shape. No, I'm not going to be Big Rami's new coach. Come on. I believe Rami's going to stick with Chad. They had been working together for. No, Victor Martinez was not in perfect conditioning. No, he looked really good from the front. When he turned around, glutes and hams were soft. You got to have all that now. You can't be soft anywhere. They want you hard as nails, top to bottom, front to back, side to side. No calves. Yeah, Ron's stepping on stage 2020 Olympia. I'll step on stage to present a trophy or something, maybe. Hadi Chupan wasn't in the show, guy. Why didn't Classic, wasn't that part of the best poser? Best poser is for the open bodybuilding. What happens with modern stage lighting? About Williams' left leg. Should Sergio have won? No, Sergio was not good enough to win this particular show. This was the best. Christmas tree lower back, they still have that, guys. Come on. If you watch the posing routines, and on our channel we have all the top routines of the top guys, you can see the condition on several of them was outstanding. I don't know if it always comes through in video the way it does in person. I don't know who you are. Well, I'm Ron Harris. I'm the online editor, but that doesn't mean anything. I'm just the guy talking on the video. Why didn't Arnold Snapchat Cedric's posing? You'd have to ask him. Your literally jokes were hilarious. Which jokes? When I was doing the yeah, I was streaming for a while, but we got asked to stop streaming, so I didn't stream at the night show at all. Flex Lewis. I think Flex Lewis will come into the Olympia somewhere around 225 pounds, and he's going to look phenomenal. And I can't see Flex Lewis doing any worse than top 5. Top 3 would be my prediction for Flex Lewis, first time out. Who was my favorite to win? I had Bonac winning. Once the guys all came out, it's about a total package: size, shape, conditioning. One thing I want to do is thank our team, because I'm the face, I'm the guy. Giles, Thomas, and I, we're the guys you see on camera, but you don't see everybody else. So we had 2 videographers there. We had Jordan Bleckman, we had Hector Mendoza. They both did a spectacular job. It's not easy to sit there and try to get everything filmed, uploaded, edited quickly, because we're always up against the clock at these things, because these shows, everything happens so fast, and we're trying to get everything on YouTube because people want everything now, instantly. Okay, so that was our team on site, as well as Jason Breeze in the press pit shooting our still photos. We also had Jen Widmark, Geraci. I don't know which last name you like to go by. Let's just say Jen. Jen was holding down the fort. She is our webmaster, head digital officer. She was basically the one, supporting everything, making sure the videos were uploaded, making sure the pictures were uploaded, tagged, just making sure everybody was working smoothly and the coverage was going up the way it needed to go up, fast, accurately. I thank you guys all for watching it, but without that team, we also had tremendous support from AJ all the way in Norway, helping hype us up on Instagram and on YouTube. Yeah, I mean, we had an excellent team. We couldn't have done it. And of course, Steve Bleckman is he's the captain of the ship. It's his company. So, thanks to Steve for putting this team together and letting us do our thing, giving us this platform to bring you guys the coverage. And we're questions. If I missed some of your questions, guys, they were flying by so fast. I think about half of you asked. Oh, you're welcome, the girth. I think half of you were asking if Rami should have won. No, I never had Rami for the win. However, do you think too large? I just think the issue with Rami is he just hasn't been training that long. He's only been training. So let's see, he turned pro in 2012. I think he was only training for 2 years at that point when he turned pro. Because you got to remember, Bader Budai spotted him after a year of training at Oxygen Gym. No, Rami's legs aren't sight enhanced. They're just freaking huge. No, I don't think he's been putting oil or anything in his legs. Shit, now I lost my train of thought, guys. I'm sorry. Yeah, Rami has not been training that long, whereas a lot of these guys, who am I? Devlin. I am Ron Harris. I'm the editor of Muscular Development. I'm the senior writer for the magazine. It's recommended if you're a bodybuilding fan. We do tons of bodybuilding content on this channel. Tons and tons. We have so many interviews. We have training stuff. And we just did coverage of this whole thing. So if you're watching videos, bodybuilding videos, hopefully we come up in your recommendations. I mean, that's the whole idea, right? Is on YouTube, they want you to, whatever you're watching, they want you to keep watching YouTube all damn day and night. That's the end game for YouTube. And, if you're watching a video about one thing, similar videos will come up in your recommended videos next to it. Devlin McPhee, I like your vids, man. Thank you, Fluffy Muscles. Fluffy Muscles, everybody. Who else wants a shout out? Why is there no more Youngblood Men's Open? Yeah. Ronnie wasn't that young in '98. Ronnie was already in his mid-30s when he won his first Olympia. The youngest guy up there, I believe, was Sergio, 35. So yeah, it's an older lineup for sure. There was nobody under 30 up on the Men's Open lineup. Classic had some younger guys, of course. And then we had, Dexter's 50. Bodybuilding is definitely an older man's sport than it used to be. I remember when I started following it in the 80s, I started following it when it was, Lee Haney was Mr. Olympia, and the top guys at that time were Rich Gaspari, Mike Christian, Lee Labrada, Gary Stridham, Mike Quinn. They were all in their 20s or early 30s. There was nobody in their 40s. Al Beckles in his 50s or 60s, whatever it was at the time. He was an anomaly. Last question, please repeat that again. I totally missed it. It faded away from my screen. What was that last question? Can you type it in again? Whoever you were. Thoughts on Akim? Akim looked great, Queen Horus. Akim was huge, great shape, great condition. His back has a little more detail in it. It still needs more. It's not as crisp as the rest of them. Top 3, Eric Morgan. No. Morgan was never going to be in the top 3. They go by shape and structure, and he doesn't have that. He's got a ton of muscle, and he was in shape. How do I see Wesley Vissers? If Wesley Vissers keeps improving, definitely going to be top 5 at the Classic, maybe even better. Lee Priest or William Bonac? For what? Who'd beat who? Sergio was the best poser in the Open. He had the most entertaining routine. It kept you awake. You were paying attention. Yeah, Max could have done better. Dan Dillon, Mayor of Bodybuilding, he could have done better for sure. Sure. Yeah, there's always a few guys that could have. Yeah, Eric, there's always someone that has stuff in their delts too. Would Brandon Covey Olympia 19 current? Oh, that's a good one. Justin Compton at his best. Dude, Justin was really good. I know he's making a comeback. Justin was really, really good. I don't think he would have won. No, he wouldn't have beat William Bonac and Dexter and Rami, I don't think. But he probably, at his best, he could have squeaked in that top 5 for sure. Justin Compton, I'm a fan of Justin's physique. I thought he was really, really cool. Thank you, Eric. Eric is, I also enjoy Eric's questions and comments on the Ask Dr. Testosterone videos. Just so you know, as a note, are bodybuilders in 2020 more lazy? How do you know? I mean, how can you How can you quantify that? I'm not around these guys 24/7, and I wasn't. Is Phil doing Athleticon in Olympia? We don't know. He's made no announcements. Knowing Phil, he won't let anybody know one way or the other until the very end, like 2 or 3 weeks out. He'll stay covered up in pictures, or he might be in great shape for some other reason. Why am I so beautiful? Haha. Anyway, but Phil's going to hold his cards. What's that phrase? I can't even remember. He won't let anybody know until the very end. He likes to be mysterious. Kai, do we X Kai? I don't see Kai coming back. I mean, he would have done it by now. What does Sergio have to do to get higher than Olympia? Improve his back. He needs to get a better back. That's all he needs. He needs to be a little thicker front to back. More chest, more back, and that he's got more of it than he did a couple years, a year and a half ago. He still needs more. Did I get paid? Yes. Beast Mode Fitness. I get paid every week. It's funny how people think I don't get paid. No, Eric Morgan did not look the best in terms of like a big freaky guy, but he doesn't have very good shape and structure, and they do judge. That's part of what they're looking at. So you can't win a major show without having that ideal shape and structure. Can I clear that up, guys, about getting paid? Because people think I've been working for free for over 3 years. I have a house that I live in. I pay a mortgage on that house every year. I have a son in his second year of college. I pay his tuition, room, and board every month. No loans, no financial aid. I have a brand new car. My wife has a new car. My son has a new car. I pay for two of those cars. My wife pays for her own car. I pay the insurance. So how could I do all that if I wasn't getting paid, guys? Come on. Plus, I eat food. Food costs money. Sergio needs some secret. Sergio just needs to keep doing what he's doing. He's getting better. He's getting better. Thanks for the shout out. Oh, Jen. Yeah. Jen, what do you want to go by? What last name do you want to go by? Because I know I'm effing this up bad. Steve's abs. Yeah, I do agree. Steve Kuklow's abs, they're not up to par with the rest of them. It could be a genetic thing. Look at pictures of Ronnie Coleman. Ronnie never had great abs. The best three bodybuilder in your opinion in that show, or like in the world, or in history? That's a pretty vague question. Jen Geraci. Am I pronouncing it right, Jen? Geraci? I guess you can't type that, can you? Jen Geraci. Thank you, Jen. How we grow. It's an announcement. I'm thanking everybody, How We Grow, for watching all our videos this weekend and answering questions about the Arnold Classic that people have. I don't know. Akim, Geraci. Okay. I assume the G means it's Ga, not J. Fave bodybuilder of all time, Flex Wheeler. Flex was freaking great. In history, I'm going to still say Flex. I was lucky enough to see. Thoughts on Synthol? I hate Synthol. I think it looks ugly. Yeah, Morgan. Eric, you got to go by shape. That's bodybuilding. You can't have some guy that's got horrible shape beat guys with great shape, especially if they're all big and ripped. It's a matter of opinion. If he's your favorite bodybuilder, God love him, and that's your opinion. You're entitled to it. Flex was amazing. Yeah, Flex. I was backing up. I knew Flex shortly before he turned pro. I saw him turn pro. I saw him in many of his pro wins, and he was just incredible. He was so good. Just the shape on that guy, the size and the shape and the posing. He was classic physique, except much, much bigger. He was like a cartoon character. He was amazing. How do muscles still be in shape while oiled? Yeah, Dexter looked awesome. With Synthol, I'm not an expert on Synthol. I wouldn't want to be an expert on Synthol, but from what I understand from talking to people, if you inject deep enough into the muscle, it doesn't screw up the shape that bad. It's when they don't go deep enough. I think they have to go like 2 inches into the muscle, like way into the belly, almost to the freaking bone, and put the oil way down deep, and then it just sort of pushes the muscle up and swells it out, so you don't get that lumpy look. But personally, I hate Synthol. I think it's disgusting. I think it's basically like implants. You're putting oil in there and pretending it's muscle. It's not. It's oil. No, I wouldn't be surprised, Mason. I know a ton of guys use it. I'm well aware that tons of guys use it. Nah, William peaked pretty well last year. He looked great at the Arnold and the Olympia. Biggest arms on stage, Beast Mode Fitness. I mean, the two biggest guys. Geez, Max Charles has big arms. Akeem has huge arms. Rami's got big arms. I don't know, man. Even this Morgan guy. There was a lot of big arms up there, man. Why do calves not get much attention? That's a good question. Nobody seems to care about calves because they're very hard to build, and you either have them or you don't. I've never seen any pro that had bad calves ever get great calves, unless they popped implants in there, which a couple guys have done, and it looks very obvious. But the thing that I actually talked about during one of the wrap ups is men's physique. They wear board shorts, so you can see their calves. A lot of them have zero calf development. Their calves are like sticks, and it does. And some of these guys win or they place very well. So obviously it doesn't even matter. So they should just wear pants. If they're not gonna judge calves, just cover everything up. If you're gonna cover up the quads and the hams, just cover up the calves because they're definitely not judged. Athleticon. Oh, I think calves should matter. Don't get me wrong. Or are you saying, Ryan, that everybody can build calves? No. Athleticon. It's a wait and see. I think it's going to be, obviously, it's going to be top notch event. They're going to pour, many, many millions of dollars into the production and make it an amazing overall weekend with many different events going on and celebrities and all kinds of things. I would have had Nathan somewhere sixth or seventh. I don't know. College is $40K a year. College can be more than that, guys. College can be, depending on where you go, like Ivy League schools now, the tuition alone. So let's say you don't live there. The tuition alone for an Ivy League school now, I think is up to 50 or 60 grand for some places like Harvard and Yale, that level. Yeah, they've been, Whitey asked the men's physique learner to show his legs. I was actually backstage. I missed that, so I don't know. The prize money for Athleticon has not been announced. I hope it's very substantial. Bodybuilding, these guys work their asses off, and the money they make compared to football, baseball, basketball, even hockey is nothing. So I really hope Dwayne Johnson and Danny Garcia and the Athleticon, I hope they have some good payouts for these athletes in all divisions. Yeah, because like I said, the money in pro bodybuilding is horrible. Legs are hard. Yeah, you'll never see anybody with huge legs that didn't work very hard for them. You'll see people with huge arms that didn't do a whole lot for them. They just get work from training chest and back and shoulders. What do I think about coronavirus fluffy muscles? I don't think it's the end of the world. The zombie apocalypse, now that would be oh, Eric, yeah, Canada's they have free healthcare. College is cheaper. Who do I think will win the Olympia this year? It's been asked already, but I think unless Roden somehow comes back at his best, or Kai makes some crazy comeback, or Phil decides to come back and he's at his best. Beast favorite carb and protein source: chicken, rice. There you go, easy enough. Why doesn't freakiness have enough attention? It does. Scat Pack Challenger. What the hell is that? Oh, is that a car? Is that what you're talking about? Oh. Yeah, I wouldn't spend all my money on a fancy car. To me, that's a waste of money. Did Brandon Curry look bad? He looked better at the Arnold. Charlie Jordan. I competed 25 times between 1989 and 2013. I placed the top 5 national level in pro qualifiers 4 times. My best placing was second place in the open men's heavyweight at the 2011 Team Universe. 2013 Team Universe, I also placed 5th in the Masters in an open class for over 40, where there was 25 of us, I think, and the weights ranged from 150 to 280. Malcolm Marshall won the class and got his pro card. He won my class. I was 5th. I was 201 at that show. I was like a good dump away from being a light heavy, basically. So yes, I competed many times. If you go to my Instagram at Ron Harris Muscle, and you should, why not? I'm sure you follow tons of people at Ron Harris Muscle. You'll see a lot of pictures from when I competed. For anyone that cares. Do I train fasted? Never, 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 never. Never do weight training fasted. I think that's the stupidest thing you can do. Your muscles need to have the aminos in them, glycogen. You want to have fuel in your body. You can do cardio. Top pros use growth hormone. What percentage of top pros use growth hormone, in my opinion? 100%. 100% of them. Yeah, that's what I would say. Low battery mode. Uh-oh. All right, guys, I'm on low battery. I'll go live again in a couple days so we can answer some more questions, drain the oil. Thank you guys all for watching. Thank you all for watching our videos all weekend of our Arnold coverage. Uh, Sorry, Ryan. I gotta get going here. And again, thanks to the team. The team was myself, Giles, who you saw on camera. Behind the camera, you didn't see Jordan Bleckman, Hector Mendoza. You didn't see Jen Garisi back at home in New York, holding the whole thing together, posting, editing, doing all kinds of work to make sure the coverage went off so well. And of course, Steve Bleckman, the owner of the company, for bringing the team together and supporting us and letting us do our thing. So thank you guys so much. Appreciate it. And I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.